is deceitful, and beauty is passing. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is passing. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. And for this worship experience, our reasoning thought, a faithful woman that feareth the Lord. A faithful woman that feareth the Lord. What are you afraid of? Most people are afraid of one thing or another.
Yes, sir.
Some are afraid of snakes. Others are afraid of wild animals. There are still others that are afraid of mice or spiders. Strange as it may seem, there are some who are afraid of falling in love. Some are afraid of the dark. Some are afraid to walk under ladders, and still others who fear like cats that cross their path. What we fear is said to be our own private phobia.
Yes, sir.
It is the one part of our nature that we keep essentially close because it reveals our vulnerability. While everyone fears something, everyone does not fear the same thing. The same man that is afraid to sleep in the dark may jump out of an airplane in a parachute. The same person that is afraid of the sight of blood loves mountain climbing as a hobby. There is no pattern to our fears. That's why a person can scream at the sight of a mouse but show no fear in other circumstances. That's why some people do not find it hard to disobey God. They do not fear Him. While they fear many other things, they don't fear God. They fear being fired from their work if they don't perform. They fear losing a lover. They fear being disallowed in a will, and they fear anything and everything except God. It would appear that living in the fear of the Lord will be an attribute associated with every church member.
Yes, sir.
Yet there are many who associate with churches and denominations who have no fear of the Lord. The lack of fear is demonstrated in the behavior of those who snub their noses at God and walk proudly in their sin. Not long ago, there was a generation among our people that lived in the fear of the Lord. Whenever it rained and lightning struck, the sheets were pulled over the windows. Radios and televisions that were turned off. Children who were playing had to sit still and wait because God was doing His work. The same generation feared their dress and speech in the house of the Lord. They were afraid to work on Sunday and often refused to indulge in any recreational activity on Sunday. Afraid that they may unintentionally do something that would displease God. There was a general reverence for the Lord in those things and people that work to represent this cause. That fear has greatly disappeared. However, those who manage to maintain a healthy fear of the Lord with God.
Yeah.
Those who fear him, respect him, and usually obey him.
Yeah.
Those who fear him usually hold his name and being in reference and work to defend his cause with their own lives. As Christians, we strive to come before the Lord with fear and with trembling. We know that those who come before him with respect and fear will gain his praise and admiration. Any man or woman that orders their lives according to the will of God has the joy of knowing he or she shall be praised.
Yeah.
Our text for this worship experience focuses on the attributes of what is described as a virtuous woman. Virtue is, in this context, refers to the moral and mental quality combined with a spirit of love, industry, and fear of the Lord. Proverbs describes the virtuous woman in a very detailed analysis that leaves little to the imagination. The virtuous woman has 4 character traits that are unique. They are strength, honor, wisdom, and kindness as the mark of the ideal woman. Her loyalty and devotion to her husband is another identity trait of the virtuous woman. Verse 11 and 12 of Proverbs of this chapter said, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Despite her quality, a good woman is measured by her loyalty to her husband according to the scripture. Her action toward him are of such a nature that he can safely trust her, meaning that his trust will not be breached. She is also measured by her loyalty to her family. Verses 13 and 21 describe a very industrious woman who seeks ways to provide the best for her family, yet be economical. She considers the meat and foodstuff needed for her household and secure them. She saves, pinches, and economizes in every way possible to make the family resources go further. When she cannot buy what her family needs, she makes it herself to the best of her ability.
All right.
Neither weather or season will stop her from providing for her household.
That's right.
Verse 21 said, she is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. Not only does she care for her husband and family, but she also works very diligently to help the poor and the needy. Verse 20, she stretches out her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. The virtuous woman, like Elder David, is concerned about the sick. She visits the hospital, prepares food for shut-ins, and gives to help the less fortunate, and gives of herself to help lift the burden of those who are in a position of need. She reaches forth her hand, suggests that she does not wait until needy make an appeal to her, but takes the initiative to reach out and touch someone with compassion. The character trait that distinguishes her from all other women is the fact that she fears the Lord. This fear and reverence of the Lord premeditates her being family relationship interaction with others because she fears the Lord. Verse 30 said, she shall be praised. Today, my brothers and sisters, there are many great women in the world, but the woman who fears the Lord deserves extra attention and praise. Perhaps that's why Proverbs 31 verse 29 notes that there be praised. For starters, the woman who trusts in the Lord does not worry about the future, but is content to let the Lord do those things that she cannot do herself. She thinks about the future, she plans for the future, but she does not worry about the future because the future is in God's hands. In the present, she prepares for the winter or the coming of bad times. Verse 21 notes that she is not afraid of the snow because she is prepared. There are many great women who have many degrees, but they lack the ability to know and live by practical wisdom. The woman who fears the Lord practices wise living and then shares her wisdom with family members in family gatherings, over the telephone, and every other opportunity that presents itself. Verse 26 says she opens her mouth with wisdom. The wisdom she accumulates is lived by example in front of her family. She lives by a set of old wise rules that have been the hallmark of great mothers over the years. Spare not the rod, and spoil not the child. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Be careful of the dog that brings you a bone of information, because the dog that brings a bone will carry the bone. A penny saved is a penny earned. Waste not, want not. There's a very close connection between a practical, gracious wisdom and freedom from anxiety from the future. Women who fear the Lord are strong. Strength, as noted here, is not necessary in a physical sense, but they are strong in a moral and spiritual sense. Verse 17 notes that she girds her loins with strength and strengthens her arms. These women are those who have a moral strength to resist those things which would operate to her determined. They turn away from certain crowds, distance themselves from certain activities, and avoid association with evil practices. Moreover, her fear of the Lord prompts her to build her intellectual strength. She studies the Word in every way that is available to her. That study builds her ability to resist temptation and to stand for God. Many women who fear the Lord live well past the pivotal 10 years that the Bible seemed to promise, and by reason of strength, see 80 and beyond. The strength developed by such women is developed over a lifetime of faithful dependence on God. Finally, my brothers and sisters, there is a secret of a woman that fears the Lord, that makes her priceless and incomparable. She is praiseworthy because of her fear of the Lord. That is her reverence, submissive relationship with the Lord. This honorable woman embodies the attributes of wisdom found throughout Proverbs. She has an impeccable character and great integrity. She is loyal and trustworthy. She does good, not evil. She is diligent and industrious. She makes wise financial decisions. She is compassionate toward the needy. She is prepared for the future. She is strong in honor. She is confident and bold. She has great hope for the future. She controls her speech, which is always holy and gracious. She instructs others in truth. She is kind and fair with others. Don't that sound like Elmer? All of this is a result of her relationship of him. Christian men who are wise do not choose their wives because of their popularity or beauty. They select a woman who is characterized by her genuine reverence and for and humble obedience to God. A woman who demonstrates the behavior and beautiful quality is a good woman. One of the great distinctions of women who fear the Lord is that they seem to live for others. They give of themselves constantly. These are the women who know that the Lord has no hands but their hands, and no feet but their feet. They seem to live for others because they believe they should do the work of the Lord. The virtuous woman seems to lose herself in providing for her husband and children. The virtuous woman, she often denies herself to assist them, not because it is required, but because it is her nature to do so. The woman who fears the Lord reaches out because she remembers that Christ had taught that what we do to the least of these, we also do unto him. Thus she reaches out in grand and small ways to help those outside of her family, while doing the same for those inside of her family. She seems to live by an embedded motto: if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. The virtuous woman that fears the Lord, but she has no fear of meeting him. There are many who approach the day when the Lord comes back with an anxiety and lingering fear of the unknown that makes them afraid for the day when they will be called to meet the Lord. There is a story of an old slave woman who was the ward of an unusual, tough slave master. The master was known to punish slaves whenever they failed to meet their quotas or disobey the overseer. One year, the slave owner promised the slave that anyone that picked 400 pounds of cotton per day and meet their daily chores would be set free and given a wage to work on the plantation. Nobody believed the master would actually free a slave. But one old slave woman sweated in the sun every day to pick 400 pounds of cotton. She picked until her hands were blistered. She hauled her assigned rolls along after the others had gone into the cabinet. At the end of the season, most of the slaves were afraid when they heard the master was coming, except the old slave woman. She began singing and smiling. Don't you know the master is coming? Why are you singing? She was asked. The slave woman replied, I have picked my bales. I have hauled my rope. I have toiled in the heat of day. When the master comes, I'm going to be free. The old slave woman who didn't fear the coming of her master because she had picked her bales, she worked the works of him who sent her while it was day. The faithful woman who feared the Lord doesn't fear the Lord's coming because she has done what she had to do in pleading the Lord. And then I come to a close. My brothers and sisters, the virtuous woman who fears the Lord is blessed, but all who is faithful to our Lord Jesus Christ is blessed. The fear of the Lord is not a scare tactic, but the fear of the Lord is the secret tool of successful, satisfying blessed life. Let us equip ourselves and be faithful in life by obeying the truth spelled out for us in the great book of Proverbs. Proverbs 1:7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despite wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 2:25 says, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall